In my situation, I was consistently providing financial support to my child's mother, contributing $600 each month. Despite my efforts, communication with my child was severely limited, as she often made excuses to prevent me from seeing her. This led to a frustrating cycle where my attempts to express my concerns were met with accusations of disrespect, further complicating our interactions. Upon entering a new relationship, I gained valuable insights from my partner's friend, who is a lawyer. She informed me of my rights as a father, particularly since I was not listed on the birth certificate and had only recently learned of my child's existence. Following her guidance, I took steps to establish paternity, initiate child support through the proper channels, and seek a court order for custody arrangements that would allow me to be more involved in my child's life. The legal proceedings were challenging, as my child's mother contested my request for shared custody, arguing that my relationship with my child was insufficient. However, the judge recognized that the lack of connection was largely due to her actions. While I was granted visitation rights and other arrangements to facilitate my relationship with my child, the issue of back payments arose. Despite my documented payments, the mother claimed they were gifts, which the judge ultimately had to acknowledge, resulting in her receiving back pay for only 1 year. I find myself in a challenging situation regarding child support, as it has taken the office 4 months to review our case. During this time, I sought legal advice from my girlfriend's best friend, who recommended that I refrain from making direct payments to the child's mother. She expressed concerns that the mother might later deny receiving the payments and could potentially label them as gifts. I have been informed of an error in the case entry, and while they are working to resolve it, there is uncertainty about when the deductions from my paycheck will commence. The child's mother has accused me of being unhelpful and allowing our child to face difficulties due to my lack of payments. I pointed out that she plays a significant role in this situation, but I also offered her the option to have our child live with me. My friends and family support my position, while hers seem to hold a different view. During my last visit to pick up our child, I overheard her, along with her friend and mother, referring to me as a deadbeat in front of our child. I am hesitant to send her any more money, as I fear it could lead to financial difficulties for me, especially given the misinformation surrounding the payments. Currently, I owe her nearly $10,000, although I believe I should only be responsible for about $2,400, as I am only 4 months behind. All of this has arisen from my desire to be involved in my child's life. Therefore, I am seeking clarity on whether my actions are justified.
Now we move to the next story.
I am a 23-year-old who recently returned to live with my mother and grandmother after opting not to enlist in the Navy. To provide some background, I developed a severe allergy to citrus fruits during my teenage years, specifically around the ages of 16 to 17. Oranges were once a favorite of mine, but I began to experience allergic reactions, including rashes and swelling, which could escalate depending on the quantity of citrus consumed. Despite my attempts to manage the allergy with vitamin C supplements, I encountered severe adverse effects such as vomiting and fainting. My mother has been aware of my condition for many years, although the most severe reactions occurred while I was attending college. Recently, I have faced a series of challenges, including a prolonged illness lasting 2 weeks, job loss, and the expiration of my lease. My mother assisted me in packing and relocating back home. Initially, I had aspirations of joining the Navy, believing it to be my only viable path, but my mother encouraged me to reconsider. She emphasized my status as an adult and advised against the decision, ultimately leaving it up to me. However, after discussions with others, I became apprehensive and chose to return home instead. While we were packing, my mother mentioned that a colleague had suggested lemon as a remedy for my illness. I reminded her of my allergy, to which she responded that she had forgotten and subsequently discarded the lemon. Upon returning home, my grandmother prepared a drink that she claimed would cure anything. The concoction was warm, contained a small amount of alcohol, and caused a burning sensation in my throat. Despite my discomfort, I consumed it, as I was unwell and did not think to question it further. The following day, I awoke to find my mouth swollen, weeping, and bleeding. Initially, I attributed this reaction to yet another unexpected allergy flare-up, a situation I had encountered multiple times in the preceding month, necessitating 4 visits to urgent care. I proceeded to manage the symptoms in my usual manner. However, later that day, my mother remarked on the unusual appearance of my lips, describing them as glossy. When I explained that I was experiencing an allergic reaction, she revealed that she had instructed my grandmother to add lemon to my drink. Her justification for this action was rooted in her belief that my allergy was merely psychological. She thought that if I were unaware of the lemon's presence, would not exhibit any adverse reactions. This revelation left me feeling both horrified and betrayed, as they had intentionally introduced a potentially harmful substance into my drink under the guise of a test to see if I would react. Since that incident, I have largely withdrawn from both my mother and grandmother, spending the last 36 hours in my room without eating, as I have lost trust in anything available in the house. Although my mother has attempted to reconcile by offering me a milkshake and my favorite snacks, they have not provided a genuine apology. Instead, they have repeatedly inquired whether I am still mad, expressing frustration over my self-imposed isolation. This situation has led me to question whether I am in the wrong for feeling upset about their actions, especially since they claim their intentions were to help me improve.
Thank you for watching. Let us know what you feel about the story. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that could become your next favorite.